This week we'll just nail and bail. Have a tighter risk. If it hits our risk, just get out.
I have no idea what's going to happen with this market. I'm sure none of us have any clear vision of whether it's going to be shorts with the strength, longs with the strength. It's just really choppy right now. Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Next Gen Traders YouTube channel. Today we are recording episode 8, and we are actually recording this on Monday night, July 26th. This is going to be a little bit of a different video, adding a little bit of variety to the channel. I'm Lance, and I'm here with Josh and Zander, and we're going to get some of our thoughts in for the start of the new week with Monday's action. We're going to go over what we are going to continue to implement and our thoughts for the rest of the week. We're also going to go from a trade or two, each of us from last week, and our thoughts over the weekend. And we're also just going to have like a little bit of an open discussion. Then we'll have our closing thoughts at the end. And then Xander will do our closing out. So Xander is going to talk about how his last week went really quick and his thoughts over the weekend. So Xander.
Yeah, so last week I was on vacation the entire week, which I haven't been on vacation in a while, so that was a nice reset. I was still involved with the market, but really I wasn't able to trade because it was usually like on a laptop in the car, which is really stressful. And so also I'll talk about the market later probably, but the listed market was insane for shorting and so super dangerous. So I was just avoiding altogether. I was watching, but I was avoiding. And so, yeah, I didn't trade much last week, but I actually made a trade today, which I'll explain later.
Awesome. Well, for me last week, I've got some notes later that I'm going to talk about more, but I traded too much last week. I overtraded. I also made quite a few stupid trades that I really shouldn't have made, kind of like out of personality. I was letting kind of my emotions get to me. I'll get to a little bit more in my notes later in the video, but yeah, last week, I ended up down the week $12 on 7 trades. So I made some stupid trades. Some were good, some were terrible, some were in between. But I just need to work on filtering my emotions and not making dumb trades. And this week, I'm so far doing just that. So Josh is going to go next.
Yeah, so last week was easier than this week, I can already tell, for longs at least. But what I've noticed is, well, what I noticed last week is it's still hitting line to line for longs, especially me, but it's getting choppier in order to get there. It's not as clean. It's taking a little bit more time, and the lines are closer together. So it's not like 10% apart. It's now like 6.5 or 7% apart. So my gains are a little smaller, but I'm still green. And the paper trades, of course.
No, yeah, definitely. It's super, super choppy. I guess when we go over our trades, we'll talk about how we are interpreting the market also. But Xander is going to go over his trades first. So Xander, you got the floor.
Cool. So I explained this trade in my daily recap, which I post every day on my YouTube channel, which will be in the description. But I'll go over it again. Basically, today was my setup in the morning, which is usually when my setup appears. There was no setup for me. Nothing had confirmation. There were a lot of short opportunities, but nothing was holding up and had a confirmation, which is my setup until this happened, which this thing was just, running up forever. And finally it had a death candle, which is massive. Like, this is a beautiful death candle. And so my brain automatically knows just to hit the bounce. And so I plan to scale starting here, just short, all the way to the top, risking the top. 370 was my risk. And, scaling and sizing accordingly. And I covered on the support levels. So I had this line drawn out and I covered right there and pretty much bottom ticked that and planned to hold half my shares for even lower. But that didn't happen. My cover would have been 275 down here on the next support level. But like, I think 7 to 8 times out of 10, this will continue lower. And so I'm going to take this trade 100 times. I'm going to play exactly the same that I did here. I just happened to get stopped out. And the best part is it was just a break-even trade. I didn't even take a loss on it. And so that was an awesome thing. Now, something else I want to talk about is I got 6 day trades now because I opened a second account. And so, and this is something I didn't realize that I had before, but yep. So I didn't realize when I had 3 day trades, that was the main catalyst of my hesitation. So I have a huge problem with like hesitation and fear getting into trades, even though I know the setup's profitable long term. And I think that was because when I only have three day trades, I'm really scared to get in on something if like if I fail on that, then I might not be able to trade tomorrow or the next day after that. And so I will go days without trading because I have 0 trades left. But now with 6 day trades, I can trade every single day. And so I don't care if I lose a day because I know tomorrow I'm probably likely to get a green day, or the day after that I'll get a green day. So having this makes it easier to make the statistic true, I guess. And so I'm really excited to see how the market goes, because I'm also skeptical on the market right now. It's going through some changes, and so I'm not going crazy. I'm not fully confident in everything yet, but confirmations like these I'm going to play in any type of market. Like, look at that death candle that's massive right through view up. And yeah, I mean, the best thing I could have done was probably like maybe sized up, not sized up, but add to my winner and lower my risk. I probably could have done that somewhere in here. Maybe in the future I nail bail and just cover out all my position here, but I'll learn to adapt. But I'm going to keep my setup the same. I'm going to keep my process the same until like for a month of doing it, and then I'll readjust if things aren't right. So that's all I got.
Awesome. Love it. Well, I'm going to go next. I'm going to go over one of my trades from last Monday and one of my trades from today, actually. So first, I'm going to go over my trade from last Monday. Let's see. Can you guys see my screen?
Loading.
Yeah, now we can.
Yep.
No, you can. Okay, so cool. So this was last Monday on AHPI. I knew exactly what I was looking for. This is one of my favorite setups. This is how I look for a textbook VWAP reclaim. I look for that first spike out the gate, and then I look for that dump under VWAP, and then I look for it to start making higher lows under VWAP with the volume speeding up into VWAP as it crosses. So that's exactly what happened here. Here's the spike. Here it comes back down under VWAP, sets a higher low, higher low. It was really actually choppy. I got in right here at this candle at 10:14 a.m. I got in, what was my execution on here? I got in at like 6:21. It was super volatile, so I actually got out within the same minute right here at 6:61. And so this was a good gain. This was a 5.72%, $23.21. But this was the exact perfect VWAP reclaim that I was looking for. With the again, it happened later also. This one's not as ideal because it was making lower lows and I don't like it. So I'm not upset that I missed any of this down here. But this one was super volatile. So I sold into strength, even though it was in the same minute. I could have sold here, here, or here, but given how choppy this stock was, I just took it into strength and took my profits and ran. So I traded this one super well. And then my next trade was this was today on Neuro. Actually, before I go over Neuro, I had 2 other good trades last week, and then I took a total of 7. So I took 5 trades that 2 of them were completely stupid, like I never should have done them, and the other 3 were not terrible. They just didn't work out, and I was fine with it. But bottom line, I overtraded, and I'll talk more about like a couple of my notes in a second. It'll make more sense. But I'm going to get into Neuro here. This was today. Today's action for longs was just super weird. A ton of the top traders that me and Josh watched long, a lot of them had a ton of red days today. And this was the only move that I sniffed out today. So I saw that Neuro had a great pre-market run. It set up for like a double bottom in the morning and then broke VWAP here. And then it had this death candle right here. Then it just kind of, I don't know, chopped around. And then here was the consolidation I was looking for. So I was in this consolidation. This white line is the red to green line. So this is Neuro. I was anticipating a big picture setup of its first green day going from red to green and the volume coming in. So I got in right here at 2081. I initially set my risk, my stop loss down here at $20.42. But then it was just super choppy. This is my new longest trade ever. I sat through all this chop right here. I had the big picture set up in mind, and even last week, I 100% would have been chopped out in this action, but I'm learning very quickly to become more patient when the big picture setup is still in mind and not to just get out on any random chop just because I'm not liking what's going on in that instant. Thinking big picture is helping me stay a lot more patient. So as I was looking for the first green day and the red to green move, I had my risk here at 2042. Then as soon as it went right here above 21, I moved my risk up to $20.60. So my risk reward here was really, really good. I was only risking when I was at this line, I was risking 20 cents. And then I ended up getting the volume in here. Volume started coming in. I was like, this is exactly what I was looking for. Boom, it shoots up through VWAP. And then I exit into strength. Right here, I got out at exactly 22.50. Xander actually, when we were talking about this trade in our Discord, Xander was like, if it were me, I would have scaled out a little bit at 22 if I could have. And I was like, you know what, dude, I tried. It was so volatile. I set my sell order at 22 and got executed at 22.50. So I got out, and so it was basically a market sell, let's be honest. My limit really didn't do anything, but I sold in the strength, had a great exit here. This is my new best trade. It was a 8.12% gain. P&L, I was using some really small size, so it was $30.41. But I traded that one super well, patient, not using emotions, not letting emotions overcome my discipline. And I'm looking to just keep this up for the rest of the week and not make any stupid trades like I did last week. As long as I'm getting better, that's all I can ask. So that's all I've got in terms of trades. What am I doing? That's all I've got in terms of trades. But I just have a couple notes about my process. So I was listening to a podcast about, it was a Chat with Traders podcast, and one of the areas was you should analyze yourself on whether you're making mistakes because of discipline issues or having an emotional takeover and making impulsive decisions. I don't have discipline issues. I'm super disciplined. If the stock doesn't go to my plan, I get out. But the emotional takeover is where my problem is. Some people have problems with discipline. Some people are fine with their emotions. Some people can do both, and that's when, as they learn, they get to do both. But for me, my emotions were completely out of whack, causing me to make impulsive decisions that I am not going to let my emotions this week and beyond get in with my trading. I also took off my little positions box in E-Trade Pro that showed me how much my account has in it and my cost basis and all that. So the only thing I see is realize. I don't even see my account balance. So that's really good. That really helped me out today, not looking at all at what my account size is. I didn't have my unrealized P&L up, but you know how much is in your account.
Yeah,
you can do the math. You can do the math in your head. So I took that away so that I can't do that. And then I just think it's I wouldn't say it's funny, but it's just big changes because a few weeks ago, you guys know, I was like, I'm hesitating way too much. I need to trade every one of my setups I see. I'm missing this. I'm missing this, and this. And then last week, I got to a realization. I was like, dude, you're trading way too much. This hesitation is out the window, and now you're making terrible decisions. So the fact that I literally flipped from, oh my gosh, I'm hesitating, I'm missing everything, to, whoa, calm down, you're making stupid decisions, just happened really, really fast for me. And now this week is going to be kind of like the middle ground that I need to find, not the super hesitation, not the emotional impulse. Once I find that middle ground, that's when it's going to be critical for me. So those are all the notes I got. Josh is going to go ahead, and then after Josh, we're going to talk about what our thoughts are of Monday's action and what our outlook is for the rest of the week. So Josh, go right ahead.
Yeah, so I placed a trade last week on NVFY. So this was, what day was this? The 21st. This was around 10 a.m. I got in on this red candle, and I was like, oh, I was already thinking about selling immediately, but I stuck to my risk. My risk was below here, roughly, because of a few days ago. It was a few days ago, around here. And then just a quick sell of like 10, 15 minutes later, because I went line to line. This was about 12%. And I did the same trade on NSAV today, and it was a 4% gain. Just the lines are closer together. But that was basically the sum of last week. And let me see if I can find it. Okay, So I'll just go over here. NSAV, this was today. I didn't draw the arrows, but I got in around here, risking below here. I wanted to get in at the support line, but I knew it wasn't going to fall there because of the level 2. So I just got in. I had a wider risk. And then I ended up getting in around somewhere, like I got out around this chop because I didn't want to risk it going here, which it actually did. But, if I was actually trading this, who knows if I would have gotten a fill or not. So, yeah, that just shows where the market is, where the market stands. And yeah, that's basically it. Slow week last week for longs, late like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and slow week today. So yeah.
So you got, Josh?
Yeah, it wasn't much.
All right, Xander, what are your thoughts to Monday's action and what's going to go on for you for the rest of the week now that you have 6 day trades and you don't have to worry about freaking not trading every couple of days?
Yeah, so going into last week into this week, so like Thursday and back, that was craziness. That was a void on the short side, and I was being super cautious. And then on Friday, I'm talking about the listed market. And then on Friday, everything tanked and nothing was able to, it was a short day. You probably got destroyed if you were long. I mean, sure, there was probably some opportunity, but it was mainly long-sided day on the listed market. And coming into Monday, it was kind of weird. Everything was popping, kind of like there was a lot of things up pre-market, but the attention is so spread out, so there's not enough strength anywhere to hold anything, like let anything go crazy. And so everything worked on the short side today, pretty much. There was like 1 or 2 runners, I think, but yeah, like it's the attention is so spread, so the short side was pretty easy today. And that's the thing, so I don't even know what to expect going into beyond this week, because I think we could be going back to the long side of the market, but I feel like things could also die down soon, so I honestly have no idea. But what I'm going to be doing is just focusing on looking for confirmations. Like I always say, I'm going to stick to my process. That's my number 1 goal. I don't want to deviate. I don't want to start doing other things because my setup's not appearing. So it's super easy for me to spot my setup. Any stock that's holding above VWAP and just has a confirmation through VWAP, that's my setup. And so if I see it, I'll instantly be able to recognize if it's my setup, and if it is, I'm going to trade it. I don't really care about, I care about the market, of course. Like if it's a long bias market, I'll be aware that there's a higher chance I'm going to get trapped. Maybe I'll size down, but generally I will just stick to my process and do the same thing no matter the market. And so that's what I plan on doing. And yeah, with the 6 day trade, it's going to be awesome. I'm going to be able to trade every day, and I'm fine not trading any days. But yeah, it's going to be good.
Awesome. Yeah, I really like that analysis. I'm going to go kind of like on the same kind of spectrum, and I have no idea what's going to happen with this market. I'm sure none of us have any clear vision of whether it's going to be shorts with the strength, longs with the strength. It's just really choppy right now. And as Josh said, his lines have been getting shrunk to decrease percentages. Everything's just super choppy. Some candles are wicking up and down. Some stocks are just going up. Biotechs have been hot, at least last week. We'll see if they keep going this week. Parkinson's and Alzheimer's have been pretty good news catalysts, so we'll see if those will keep going. But for me this week, I'm focusing on just channeling my emotions, actually taking my emotions completely out as a whole. So I guess channeling my emotions, but just making smart trades and not trading something that I don't have to trade just because I want to trade, because boredom trading is a real thing. Everybody's going to go through it at some point. But yeah, I just got to stay disciplined, got to stick to my setups, pick the A+ setups, and basically have it be to where I cannot miss the setup that's in front of me. And then I'll just execute to the best of my ability that I know how to. So yeah, no clear vision on how the market's going to go. As Zander said, we're all going to adapt and we're going to react. We're never going to predict what's going to happen. And yeah, so that's basically it. Nothing super like set in stone. but the market's just moving up and down, and we don't really know what's going to happen. So we'll react as it comes by us. So go ahead, Josh.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if guys like Steven Ducks are making a lot of money right now, though, because there's a lot of gap up shorts, especially today, and there were a lot of longs that were trapped because of pre-market. So anything that popped, they just sold into the pop for a smaller loss or for break even. That's why it just continued to continue to drop. So, I mean, a gap up short would be something that I would track if I were a short seller, but as a long, yeah, I don't know. I'll just stay patient, wait till November, December to make the majority of the money for the year.
Maybe in the future become a short seller.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. Xander's like, you should do it. It's pretty good. We'll get Zander back into OTCs once it gets a little bit hotter in the OTC market. We haven't talked about the OTC market. I'm just gonna say a quick segment.
Bitcoin spiked though this morning.
Bitcoin did spike.
Raya and Mara, but then it faded.
Yeah,
like
exactly. Today, a lot of Bitcoin sympathy plays were running. Mm-hmm. Riot, Mara, BTBT, all those. But the OTC market lately has it sucked, honestly.
Yeah.
Today had PBYA, which was an okay gain in the morning. LCLP came back on a big green day. But there was
100% dip buy.
Yeah, 100% dip buy bounce. And no breakouts have been following through in the OTC market. Might as well not buy a single one. Yeah, the OTC market, same as really the listed. We have no idea what to expect. It's super, super choppy. And yeah, that's all I really got for the OTC market. So if no one has any thoughts for the current week, we can just get into like a little open discussion / our final thoughts and closing remarks if you guys want to do that.
Yeah, maybe this week is the week to go fishing, you know?
Yeah, like the quote last week. But yeah, there's just, dude, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm the only one who feels super weird, like, in the market. Like, I don't know what I know obviously we all know what we're looking for, but it feels like a weird feeling of uncertainty.
Yeah, because you have to do something. Like, we feel like we're behind.
No, yeah, we feel like we're behind and we have to do something. And the other thing is the period where all of us are doing majority of our learning, we've been all learning in super hot markets. We've been doing a ton of learning in 2021.
There's more examples.
Yeah. We started learning with so many examples, and now we're in the spot where we're actually starting to trade, and we're like, yo, what is this summer market? They say sell in May and go away for a reason. And so that's why it's just so choppy. We have no idea what to expect, but this is just the summer month. And as Josh said, in the winter, November, December, when OTCs come back, sky's the limit, you know? So we just got to get prepared now so that later we're prepared and we can be ahead of the game. So.
Yeah, we'll be ready as long as we stay in the game.
Yeah, that's something I'm worried about. Or I'm not worried about it, but I'm just curious. Like, the listed market has been fairly hot in this summer. And so I'm like, how is it going to change in the winter? Is it going to be even more hot, or is it going to be the same? So I'm just curious how that is going to go. I'm also curious how my setups are going to work when the market's crazy hot. Like, death candles, are they going to be trapping more? I don't know. Maybe they'll work better because more attention is spread. I don't know. We'll see.
No, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, in November and December, if it gets like hotter, and I don't know how many short setups you have, Xander, but the ones that you do have are really, really good, and I really like them when I look at them. But with all the viewers out there, no matter what kind of market it is, no matter if it's hot or if it's choppy or whatever, you got to decide whether you want to focus on setups that give you a higher win rate and lower risk reward, or a lower win rate and higher risk reward. Personally, I don't mind the lower win rate if I'm getting higher risk reward. That's not like that for everybody. Some people like having like a super high win rate, even though their risk reward is not as good. So it all depends on what you want to focus on with those setups, and then what they're showing you and how you're going to adapt to what you feel best doing, no matter what market you're in. So.
Yeah, my setup is like kind of an in-between. Like, I get pretty good risk reward a lot of the time, but also the win rate's really high because I'm playing confirmations. Like, especially if I'm waiting for good confirmations, like if there's a huge death candle, the chances of success are really, really good. And And I think like that'll be good in any kind of market. So that's what I like about my setup versus some other ones that I could be playing that are more easily getting done, and like, you know, they're not confirmations, and so there's higher, you know, it's more risky, of course.
No, yeah, that's where you got to focus up on what works best for you, because no one trades the same. And that's one of the great things about the stock market. I mean, we look at something different every single day. We're not just sitting at our desk looking at the exact same thing all the time. We're seeing different market action every single day. And we're like, yeah, this is freaking awesome. And that's one of the reasons why we love it.
Exactly. Yeah. This week we'll just nail and bail, have a tighter risk. If it hits our risk, just get out. And that's it.
Yeah, this market really doesn't have any room for, I'll set my risk a little wider and see if I can get a little wiggle room. No, there's no wiggle room right now. It's either you get in, you nail and bail, you get out, you take your profits, you get stopped out, you leave. There's really not a ton of like fluctuation. So yeah, that's really all I got. You guys got anything else?
I don't think so.
Awesome. Well, Xanders made a daily recap. He makes one every single day. Link in the description on his YouTube channel. And Zander is going to take us out with the outro.
Yeah, so thank you guys all for watching. I think this one was awesome because it was quicker, and I think we still had a ton of good information on our confusion in the current market. And I really can't wait for next week to see how things change, just to see what side of the market it goes, maybe long bias, short bias, or if it's exactly the same. But nail and bail is the best thing I would do in this market. Just take your profits, especially when when the market is undecided whether it's going up or down or whatever. But yeah, thank you guys all for joining. Like, subscribe, turn on the post notifications because we upload a new video every single week. And also, yeah, go to the description and check out my channel because I think my daily recaps are awesome. If you just watch them, you can see the markets, you can see how I'm trading. And I also recommend anyone watching this, you start making daily recaps because I think they've really helped me with my trading. So that's my best recommendation. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this episode. Let us know down in the comments anything you learned or what you guys think about this week in trading. So yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Awesome. Actually, Zander, I got one more thing. Like Zander said about daily recaps, he does one on his YouTube channel. Sam Testerman does one on his YouTube channel. Sam H does daily recaps on his Twitter. I'm going to start doing daily recaps on my Twitter soon. I know Josh, when he starts trading again, he's going to be doing daily recaps. So our Twitter links will be in the description. Also follow us on Twitter. Look for those so you can see how all of our strategies are because they're all different. None of us trade the same. So yeah, be sure to look at the social medias and Zander and Sam's YouTube channels in the description. So thank you guys all for watching.
Yep. Bye.
All right. Cheers, guys.